What's up, delivery fam, and welcome to another episode of the Gig App Life podcast. Tonight we'll be talking about some DoorDash. All right, will DoorDash eventually get rid of this awesome feature? But before we dive into any of that, Mrs. UDM, you want to say hi?
Hello, hello. How you guys doing tonight? Hello, hello.
She's a little sleepy, y'all. She's a little sleepy, but we'll try to get through till 11, right?
Definitely.
We're gonna cut it off at 11.
Yes.
She's a little sleepy, y'all. But if you enjoy what we do here, every Friday night at 10 p.m., consider becoming a member. All right, become a member. That's a way to support the channel, support what we do here, and we appreciate it. For all those that have been supporting us for as long as they have, we have some members that's going on 2 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know, and it's like, whoa. You know, I didn't expect it. You know, when I decided to make memberships available on the channel, I didn't expect it. But, you know, they're going on 2 years, and that's definitely a blessing.
Yes, definitely it is. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so thank y'all. So if you enjoy what we do here, consider becoming a member. There's 2 tiers. There's the premium and I forgot what the other one is called. $1.99 and then another one for $24.99. So whichever one you choose, if you decide to become a member, we appreciate it. All right. Now, let's cut this music off and get you up on the screen, Mrs. UDM. Too bad I don't have a sleepy version of your picture.
Definitely.
Okay, so I know I probably didn't tell you the story of how I got the $20 tip, did I?
No, I don't remember you telling me that.
All right, so briefly, basically what happened was, okay, so I get to a restaurant and then they try to get me away by saying, hey, somebody else took the order. Another driver took the order. But when I contacted the customer said, hey, no, it just says you are waiting for my order. I haven't gotten any additional order. Now, I went a little back and forth with the GM and supervisor and regular employee, you know. They got a little aggravated with me, but I was able to get the order done, right? And then my patience landed me that $20 tip.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay? That's the short version of it. But if you want to watch the Brad of the Day this past week, that's what it was. Now, someone left a comment, right? And this person goes by Mr. Anonymous. And the thing is, the comment that they left, it kind of helped me realize why other drivers might be able to pick up the order before we do, like the actual driver actually picked it up. Like, say, for instance, if you got an order, right, and you didn't want it anymore, if you have an Android phone, you can see the order before you accept it. If you have an iPhone, you can't.
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. Now, some drivers are taking a screenshot of the name of the customer and the order that they're picking up. And then they're going outside and they're canceling it if the order is not ready or whatever. So they're then using that as a way to go back inside now and get free food.
Wow.
Now I'm going to show you this, right? I'm going to show you this.
All of that just for free food?
Right. So that's why the question tonight for this conversation is, will DoorDash eventually get rid of this awesome feature? Mainly for Android, but will they eventually get rid of this awesome feature? Now check this out. This is Mr. Anonymous 1113. Their comment was, I run into someone else picked it up already at least once a day. I just mark it as someone already picked it up and unassigned the order. All right. I was told by a restaurant drivers are screenshotting orders they accept, and then they cancel the order but still go get the food. That's why a lot of them ask you to start the delivery in front of them before they hand you the food. What's your thoughts on the way that you're looking? They can't see you, but the way that you're looking, I could tell that you kind of like, seriously? Is that big of a deal? Like, go ahead. What's your thoughts on this, Mrs. UDM?
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I'm like, yeah, I'm sleepy, but I'm like, this crazy. Why would you do that? Taking all that time just to get some free food? Is it that serious? I'm speechless right now, honestly. I don't even know what to say.
I mean, I've heard also that there's some drivers that will burn their gas, get all the way to the customers, mark it delivered, and drive off just so they could keep the food.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, I'll be honest though, the food is fire at this place. Okay, it's fire. I took the boys there once, and ever since, Messiah's like, "Can we go back, Daddy?" Like no other restaurant we've been to. He's been asking me, "Daddy, can we go back? Can we go back?" Except this one restaurant.
I haven't been.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You already trying to start stuff. You see that? See what I got to deal with? All right. So they love the food.
Yeah.
Now I keep the restaurant's name out of it, but at the same time, it helped me. Mr. Anonymous helped me see it from another perspective. But at the same time, if that's the perspective I got to look at it from, right, it's still the restaurant's fault that the wrong driver got the food, because they should have done, I think, everything they needed to like, I guess, the verification process of making sure that the order is confirmed and all that, because I'm hearing from Chicago, they want to see everything. They want to see you go back to the other screen and all this other stuff. But they don't do that here. They're a little bit more laxed here.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your thoughts? Go ahead.
Maybe because, maybe that particular restaurant, maybe they haven't been hit like that before, where they've had to deal with a driver such as yourself where, like, no, the order has not been picked up. The customer is saying, no, they have not received their food, so I'm going to wait for it to be made. It's kind of like probably people just like, okay, then. And
and then they unassign
it and they move on. They don't waste any additional time and take the time that you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully now that they experience what they experienced with you, that they'll take the process of verification a little bit more seriously and checking in to make sure that they're giving the correct order to the correct driver. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to hurt them because you have to keep remaking orders over and over and not being paid for it. I'm sure they're not going to be happy about that. So it's really on the restaurant. They have to do a better job.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm still a little bit confuffled. I know that's not a word, but confuffled. Like at the fact that why would a driver take a screenshot of an order just so they can keep it? It's like, are you that hungry, bro?
Well, we are living in some desperate times now, so people are doing anything.
Or is it because the app, they see a loophole in the app and they just taking advantage of it?
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. At the end of the day, if people can find a loophole in anything, they're definitely going to try to take full advantage of it until it's cut off.
All right, so what y'all think? All right, will DoorDash eventually get rid of this awesome feature for Android? Showing what the driver has to pick up beforehand.
No, I don't think so. Not right now. I think if more restaurants really, really start complaining, then they may possibly take it away. But I don't think too many restaurants have been hit yet because, as again I said, a lot of drivers just unassigned, so the restaurants really doesn't know.
But at the same time, I think for me to unassign it, they have that option to be selected. Another driver picked it up.
Okay.
So they have to be monitoring it in some kind of way.
They should.
Right?
Yeah, they definitely should. I guess probably if whoever's doing it, I'm sure they're doing it they're not continuing to do it at the same restaurant. They're probably doing it at multiple different restaurants. So I don't think they're probably going to really pay attention to it if it keeps happening over and over and over again so many times in a day at the same restaurant to send a red flag. So if it, just say, for example, if it happens 10 times at the same restaurant within the same week, like, what's going on here? Then probably a red flag will go up. But if the person's smart enough, then they're probably not going to be using the same restaurant every week.
All right. Well, that's the main question for tonight, family. Bird Rio says, I've had customers literally call DoorDash and say that they get their food The funny thing is, my dash cam always proved them wrong. You were about to say something?
Well, we know customers will lie definitely to get the free food. So they'll say, oh, you didn't deliver it to me.
Yeah.
You know, or to get their money back. And then they're sitting there eating on a free meal and the money's refunded back into their account. So at the end of the day, if people can get away with things, they definitely will, whether it's the driver or the customer. But at the end of the day, it's all about integrity. And, you know, some people lack that, unfortunately. That's just the world we live in.
And that's the reason why I decided to add it to the song that I'm working on. You know, y'all about to get a quick preview. Okay. One of the lines is, market delivered, they say it never arrived. Investigation determines it's not a lie. Like, you know, investigations, when they do their investigation from the app's perspective, right? They say, oh, it's not a lie. And then the driver might get deactivated or might get a contract violation or whatever it is that, whatever consequences that driver might face, depending on the situation, you know? It's like we deliver it to them and they still say it never arrived. Then there's an investigation, and sometimes the investigation comes back and they say, hey, no, they're not lying. You did not deliver it, you know? And it's like, what the hell? And another part of the song goes like, but how? I handed it to them after I verified their name, but still get the blame? What a shame. You know, after I verified their name, I did everything I was supposed to, and I handed it to them, you know, and I still get the blame. So just seeing everything that dashers have been going through, everything that drivers have been going through across the board with all the apps, even the slow times, it's kind of like I feel like eventually the things that we already had in place, they have already been tightening the screws on them, right? Like, for instance, with that Android feature, right? And for those that don't know, if you have an iPhone, I'm going to put it up on the screen, all right? All right. This is an Android. When an offer is coming through, they have a floating widget. And you see that little toggle items, that little button that I could toggle left or right at the very top. It says items, right? I could look at the items, the amount of items on this, and I pulled this from Gig Hustler, okay? My bad, Gig Hustler. I got to show people the filet mignon that you be picking up, all right? So anyway, we could toggle on Android left and right if I want to see the customer's info or I want to see the items that I'm picking up. And at the bottom, we used to be able to see the actual real payout, you know, the actual real payout on the subtotal at the bottom, right? All you had to do was just tap on it and you will see the real payout, even when DoorDash was saying the total may be higher, right? So if, Mrs. UDM, when the offer would come in, if it would say like at the very beginning stages when they started hiding the pay, right? If you had this floating widget on Android, all you had to do was just hit subtotal and it would show the actual payout that DoorDash was trying to hide from you on the main screen. But then they got hip to it. Then they started hiding. Even on this, they say you haven't accepted it yet. So they started hiding it here, you know. And I do not feel this is a feature. This screen right here, obviously, is not a feature that's needed. It's awesome to have. Don't get me wrong. Let me get us back up on the screen. It's an awesome feature to have, but it's not something that's needed because only Android has it. If it's something that was needed, then both Android and iPhone would have it.
True.
You get what I'm saying? And since it's not needed, but then there's like drivers doing this type of stuff, screenshotting the freaking order before they accept it. They don't even have to accept it, to be honest with you. As long as they have the list of items and they have the customer's name, that's it.
Yeah, that's all they need.
That's all they freaking need. And to see that drivers are taking advantage to this level is like, geez, like what the heck? What's next? You know, like what the heck, man?
We know with anything in the world, when people find an opportunity to take full advantage of it, they will. And they're going to milk it as long as they can, and they're going to keep taking advantage as long as they can. until they get caught or the system is changed. And then at the end of the day, they're going to find something else to do. It's just like with Instacart and Ship. It's the same thing. Customers lie about the food, groceries not being delivered, or certain items that they're missing. You have photos of proof. Okay, it was there at your door. How all of a sudden now when you bring it in your home, you don't have it anymore. It disappeared.
Right.
So it's just the same thing.
I'm telling you. So at this time, family, I want to open up the lines. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this entire thing with the floating widget on Android. Okay, it's a great feature. Oh my gosh, when I finally got an Android and I was working DoorDash, it was great to have the floating widget, because sometimes the offer comes in and I'm like, at least this offer right here. Look, if you saw this offer come in for like $6.50. And you know in your market, $6.50 normally changes, and you see the subtotal on the order is $173.60, and it got what? It got filet mignon. What? Okay. It got this, it got that. Why not accept it? Because you see, these things might be expensive. I don't care if it's tuna, filet mignon, doesn't matter. It's filet mignon. That's already an expensive name, you know.
Yeah, so you're thinking like, I'm gonna get a good tip with this.
Exactly.
This order.
All right. So at this point, family, we're gonna open up the lines. I'm gonna put the number up on the screen right now. It's 754-399-3941. What's your thoughts on this? Do you feel like DoorDash probably will eventually get rid of the floating widget feature, or do you feel like they're gonna keep it and they're probably gonna crack down on what they show on the floating widget, on that screen? I do believe, like Mrs. UDM said, unless restaurants really start complaining about it, maybe they're not going to change it, but they do ask, what happened? Why can't you pick up the order? Well, somebody else picked it up. They have to be tracking that in some kind of way. So if they're not tracking it, then something's wrong somewhere. So at this time, if you want a shout out or a wrench, just raise your hand and say what's up, and we'll get it to you while the lines are open. What's up? What's up, Hassan? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Bird Rios? The lines are open. 754-399-3941. Call in. We waiting for the call. What's up, John McCallion? What's up, Dan Low Fat? Side Hustle 247, Dirty Dan, Steve on the Road, Who Me, Matt B, Sarah Keston, Pop Pro, what's good? Let's see here. We do have 2 callers in the queue. Jacqueline Taylor, what's up? T-Ron, what's good? How you doing? Dustin M, how you doing? Dogecoin to the moon. What's up? Mr. Anonymous, what's good? What the wrench do? It gets you to put people in timeout. What's up, JB73? Okay, let's get this caller up on the queue, on the line. Hello. Thank you for calling the Gig App Life podcast. Who are we speaking to? SoFlo. How you doing, SoFlo? People are calling my business line. Don't call my business line, y'all. Don't call the business line. Call the number that's on the screen. 754-399-3941. Don't call the business line. But go ahead, SoFlo. Talk to us.
I have a question. Is it just DoorDash alone, or is it in others like Uber Eats and Grubhub?
I believe it's happening on Uber Eats as well.
Yeah, because I have like 2-3 times that happened where they say that somebody else already picked up the order, and I have to call that is more that frequent. It happened to be with Uber Eats, and I haven't experienced with DoorDash, but mainly with Uber Eats.
Okay.
That somebody said that they already picked it up, and I did what you did, like call the customer to find out if they received the food, and they say no.
Okay. I believe it happens on Uber Eats as well. But Uber Eats, at least with Uber, you would have to accept the order. I've never accepted an order on Android for Uber, but do you see the list of items? Anyone here, if you have an Android, do you have an Android, SoFlo?
Yes.
Do you see the items, the list of items before or after you accept?
No, after you accept.
Okay. Well, at least with DoorDash, they show the list of items before you accept.
Okay. No, no, I don't see it either with that. I have to accept it in order to see it. I have an Android.
Some of them, they don't show the list of items, but some do.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Like
mine, when it comes to DoorDash, it does have there's an alcohol, alcohol delivery. So that's the only thing that gives you in advance. But beyond that, not the list of food or list of items. No, never seen it.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, I will correct myself when I say that it used to be that way, but then DoorDash showed they started saying you have to accept the order first for you to be able to see everything. But it used to be the way that I'm saying it. I apologize. It used to be the way that I'm saying it, where you see the list of items. But at least with DoorDash, you have that 20% window if you want to take a hit on your completion rate. If you want to do that or not, it doesn't matter. But at least the person that is being a little bit malicious here, they would see the list of items, then they would decide to keep it or not. And then they would make a decision whether they want to go ahead and pick up the order and act as if they are the driver on the order. But at the same time, too, don't the restaurants see who's picking up the order? I think they're supposed to be able to see that.
Uber Eats, they can see your face. Because I seen their tablet and your face appears. But with DoorDash, they don't have a picture of you. I can't say for Grubhub because I haven't seen the tablet for Grubhub, but I do know that DoorDash, they don't see your face. But I do know that Uber, you can actually see, like one of the restaurants, Mushi Mushi, like they will have a tablet because that's like everybody goes there and pick up, and they'll have a list of people that's there to the pickup with the faces. Then it says like on the way, arrived. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. Can somebody help us? Can somebody help us in the chat? For the restaurant tablets, don't they see who's picking up the order? Isn't that a feature that they can see the picture and the name of the person that's picking up? Pop Pro says DoorDash don't. They do Grubhub and Uber Eats, but they don't pay attention.
No.
Okay.
I know that and I don't know if it's happening to you in Broward, but I know in several restaurants here, especially like in the Upper East, Miami, and the North Miami, they're doing a lot of the lately. This is with both with DoorDash and Uber, where they're forcing you to I should say it, to confirm that you're leaving.
I've had that happen. I've had that happen a few times in Broward. Yeah, it just depends on the restaurant. I'm experiencing it a little bit more at the Asian pickups or even like the sushi pickups as well. But when it comes down to fast food, they don't care. Like McDonald's, KFC, Wendy's, they don't even care. Like, oh, who you here for?
No,
UDM? Okay, cool. And that's it. They just
no,
verify that
with
number.
that part. I agree with you with that part that you just say. And no, with a lot of the Asian restaurants are like that. They're by far the one that does that. But as well, like I have in near the Ojas and the Aventura area, they do the same thing. That's like on the Jewish restaurants like that. They do that too, but not like every one of them. But they're just a good portion. They're asking you to confirm because I guess same thing. They're taking the food as they go. But like I say, that happened to me already 3 times with that where they already picked it up, and where I have to call Uber and let them know. I have to wait and everything, and call the customer to find out they received it. So
okay,
just to cover myself.
Yeah. So so do you believe that they're gonna get rid of this feature eventually if people keep taking advantage of the system like that?
I'm sure they will, but I'm surprised that they're taking such a long time to figure out, since they're worth $1 billion. But I don't know. But I mean, like we talked about early on about the safety feature from DoorDash. I mean, they took them that long to implement that feature. Now, I guess we're gonna wait another 2-3 years to get rid of the I guess that screenshot.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be.
All right. Well, definitely appreciate your call in. I know you probably it's the weekend, so I don't know if you have work tomorrow, but you probably do because I think they still do.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not working. I'm here. I haven't been working almost a week because of the renovation on my condo. Right now, I had a busted pipe and an AC unit leaking. So basically,
gotcha.
Yeah, so I couldn't go to work nor do Uber Eats. So
okay. Well, I definitely appreciate your call, Mrs. UDM. Do you have anything that you want to say to SoFlo?
No, thank you for your contribution tonight to the call.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss UDM.
All right. She's sleepy, y'all. She's sleepy. All right, SoFlo, you have a good one, okay?
You too. Take care, both of you.
All right, have a good one.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, she keeping it short and simple tonight, y'all. She trying to make this 11 o'clock goal. I'm trying to tell y'all, when 11 o'clock hit, that'll be the earliest we ever ended. All right, so we do have 4 other callers in the queue, but Mrs. UDM, I gotta ask you, what do you like? What's your take on this? Do you feel like? I think you answered this already, but just hearing that this type of stuff is happening in the market that we live in, and even if you don't do food delivery, but the difficulty of, do you feel like this can affect how we pick up?
Definitely. I think eventually the restaurants, if they keep experiencing this, they may change their process. They may just hire somebody just for verification of orders, just to make sure, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's going to continue to lose, and they're going to lose the greatest amount.
So would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
I guess it would be it's a yes and a no, because it could be more aggravating for drivers, the delayed process of picking up orders because they're going through additional verification.
But that's what it's supposed to be in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Also, it's a good thing because drivers that are doing things like this can't get away with taking food. So,
well, DoorDash asks when you put the smiley face when you're rating the entire order, right, from pickup to drop off, one of the options when you're rating it was a good verification process. So, I mean, I usually put it when there is a good verification process. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but they have that rating up there. Are they really paying it any attention? Because I'm sure they're not getting a whole bunch of likes if we're experiencing things like this and we're talking about it now.
Right.
So they're already aware of it. So that's why I said I don't really think they're going to do anything until the restaurants, the owners, because they're paying DoorDash and all these apps. So until they start opening their mouths about it, I don't really think they're gonna do anything.
Okay. Well, let's take this next caller then. All right. Thank you for calling the Gig App Life podcast. Who are we speaking to?
Matt, I think.
Matt B. What's up, Matt?
Am I on? Oh, I am on. I wasn't sure.
They hear like a little beep when it's their turn to talk, but I guess he missed the beep. Go ahead, Matt.
So you're talking about the widget, right? And people, the DoorDash having no verification. So they don't see a picture of your face, but they definitely have your name. There's a restaurant I pick up from that normally says, "What's your name?" If you don't tell them the right name, I'm assuming you don't get the food.
I guess that's like rideshare. When they pull up to you,
so they know
what's your name?
Right.
Okay. So what do you think? DoorDash will get rid of it eventually, or nothing's gonna happen?
Of what, the verification?
The floating widget, being able to see the.
I hope they don't get rid of it. I don't want them to get rid of it. Is that what you're asking? I hope they don't.
No, I'm not saying that they will. It's just a conversation because of what Mr. Anonymous said. Did you miss that part where Mr. Anonymous says that?
I probably missed that.
Okay, not a problem. Well, basically, my situation that happened on Wednesday that I shared, that story of me going into the restaurant and they kind of like try to brush me off. They said, Mr. Anonymous said that some restaurants in his area were saying like some drivers are screenshotting the orders and then they cancel it or unassign it and then they come back and they pick it up. It's like they might do it right there and then they screenshot it, then they're standing right there. I can imagine this. They're standing there waiting for the order, but then they screenshot it and then they unassign it, but then they're still picking it up.
Yeah. I don't think that's got anything. That won't have any effect on the widget. They could get rid of the widget. People still could accept and then screenshot and decline or reassign it.
That's true too. That is true too. But the widget, sometimes I guess I'm using the widget because of what I knew it did before versus, now we still have to accept the order before we are able to see the entire list.
I can still see it.
Wait, you can still see it before you accept?
You click on, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That $103 order that I sent you, that screenshot, I clicked that widget to see what they ordered before I accepted it.
So this is a per market thing, I guess.
So my theory is when you click it and it says there's nothing to show or whatever, I think that means that the customer used that restaurant's website to order it versus the DoorDash one.
What I've noticed is some restaurants that you don't know if the items are unknown, it could even be like, say, Chipotle, right? Those restaurants, you cannot see the list, which is probably why I'm getting a little confused because I'm like, I could have sworn I was able to see the list beforehand, but not on all of them, right? And now you're telling me that you're still able to see the list before you accept.
I think Chipotle, I really seriously think, because you can order through DoorDash or through Chipotle, I think you can see it if they order through DoorDash and not the other way around.
So let me ask you this. Is it bad to have the restaurant verify everything? I mean, that's how it's supposed to be done in the first place. But if this thing get out of hand and we now have to go through a complete verification process with the restaurant, is that a good or a bad thing to you?
I think it's a good thing. It'll slow things down, but that would ensure our orders should be there when we get there. I honestly don't think, I'm sure some people are taking screenshots and getting the food or whatever, but I think most of it's like Chipotle where they just put the food on the rack. You just walk in, you see a name, you grab it.
Well, this restaurant that I experienced this at, they have a rack as well, not as big as Chipotle's, but they have a rack as well. And majority of the time, the employees are either on the floor, meaning like they are tending to the other customers in the booths and the tables and whatnot, or they're in the kitchen. There's rarely someone standing there to just do online orders and to-go orders. So someone like the rack is always wide open. You could just go in and take it and go. And nobody got to ask you any questions. You ain't got to ask anybody any questions. You can see the name on the receipt. They have everything on it. And I think maybe that's probably what happened with my order as well. The driver probably came in, did not even need to verify it. Because some of them do it. They just go in, they look at the name, and then they look for the bag, and then they grab it and go.
Or they just grab whatever bag's sitting there, whether it's the right name or not.
Yeah.
It's like a surprise lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think somebody on TikTok did something about it. That was in the pandemic, though. In the middle of the pandemic. But
yeah,
hey,
it's like a surprise lunch. You don't know what you're going to get.
So, Matt B., anything else you want to say to the family before we take the next call?
Yeah, the biggest thing I use the widget for is to see the items. I mean, on the first acceptance screen, it tells you there's 10 items, but it could very well be one thing and 9 sauces.
Right.
That's what I look for.
Yeah.
You can go to Taco Bell and order like 100 sauces. I've seen it before.
Yeah. That's where they got slick. Imagine one item, one food item, and the rest sauces.
Thanks for taking my call. And y'all have a good evening.
All right, you too, brother.
All right, good night, Matt. Take care.
Good night. Yeah, bye.
All right, let's take the next call. Thank you for calling the Gig App Life Podcast. Who are we speaking to?
What's up, man? It's the Gig Hustler.
Gig Hustler. What's up, bro? Talk to us.
Using my screenshot. I should call in, huh?
That was his screenshot that I put on the screen.
Oh, okay.
I gave you a shout out though, bro.
Yeah, no. I got to put it on the end. I tuned back in. But no, they should never, ever, ever, ever get rid of it. Widget. That's the best thing in the world. So no.
But why it gotta only be on Android though? It's only on Android. Why can't iPhone get something like that too?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not the tech guy. I think it's probably be more of a middleman question. I believe for some reason the bulk of information, the way they send the information to the devices, I guess, Android receives it in one way and iPhone did. Like, this is really not our first time talking about this. I've been around for a while. Before you had Android, we were telling you about the widget. You was like, what is that? Widget, where's that? So given that all the changes, everything they fought, they didn't ever get rid of the widget for some reason. I guess it's just the way the phone receives the information. Because I've been running DoorDash on my iPhone and my Android. They receive the order at the same exact time.
Okay.
But the Android can see certain things. I guess maybe it's almost, I ain't gonna say not possible. I mean, technology, anything's possible, but maybe some part in it, the way they send the information efficiently, maybe they can't take it out. I don't know. But Matt, I think that was just Matt B that was just talking the last caller.
Yeah.
What difference would it make? Even if they take it away, people gonna try to do what they try to do. They're gonna try to get free food. Unfortunately, they're gonna try to find a way to get the food one way or another. It's really on the verification from the customer. Restaurant. Restaurant gotta do their job. I'm like, I don't know how it is in y'all markets, but they'll tell you. I said this earlier. They investigate us. They are patting us down. They want to know the first day that they gonna tell you. You have to say the item is. You got to move your phone up and down to show that it's on the app. Not that it's not a picture. You can't click it in the Google. The Google or the Apple stuff come up. No, it has to be a live, order. You have to prove it and verify. And I believe, that is the restaurant's job. Because you can hand stuff off. How is that the driver's fault? What if I'm the person that really getting the real order and I'm getting punished because somebody else before me came and stole the order? It's just, I believe, honestly, that falls on the restaurant verification process. But for here, I think, Ramble too long. they've been doing it here, so it's not that much longer. Just that's how I always try to expedite the process with them. I show the phone and show them it's real. Like, come on, let's go.
Well,
just got to cover our. Oh, go ahead.
No, but to put the way I'm looking at it is like the fact that they basically, like you said, they interrogate your phone, right? It leads me to believe that your market has had a lot of these type of situations where people like hip to it real quick.
Oh yeah, it's been years. It's years. I'm talking about since years ago. That's what I'm saying. My market, like, that's what I'm saying. When you say it slow down, they used to it here. You know.
Oh man.
And then that's why I be picky the restaurants I go to and stuff. But it's not. I mean, it's only like one more second. I mean, you can make it fast. But hey, look, I'm on it. You know, go in app, go back in app.
Right.
But they in Chicago, they've been doing that forever.
All right. So since you're
get their food one way or another.
All right. So can we hear it from you since you've been doing a lot of DoorDash? You said I think about 3 years, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you: do you see the list of items before you accept or after you accept, or only on some of them?
Like 99%. Like I believe I was just talking about the Chipotle. Those Chipotle, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say all these restaurants like y'all know them all, but Chipotle is one example. That I believe that's when the customer orders directly to Chipotle, and then Chipotle gets one of whatever Uber Eats or whatever delivery app. That's why you can't see the items, but it's rare. Most of 99% of my orders I can see it.
Oh, so you can see the list before you accept.
Yeah, majority of all of them. I can see them. It's like only a handful of them that I don't see. But those are, I believe, those are the direct to restaurant orders. Which actually, at the flip side of it, kind of inconveniences you because sometimes if you think you don't know how many items you get, so you'll come in there and they give you a little bag, you get to the customer, they be like, "Well, the rest of the bags, I ordered 100 items of stuff." I'm like, "Uh-oh." Right. But that's rare for me personally in my market. I mean, the way what orders I choose.
Okay. All right. Well, I know with Chipotle, I've had I think it's titled as unknown items or something like that. From Chipotle, I've had one from Panera, but it's only like those two restaurants, to my knowledge, that the items they did not know what the items were, and it didn't show. Yeah. So
it's like 5 or 6. It's a couple of them out here that do that, but a lot of them I don't really like. I think Five Guys sometimes do that out here. I don't know if you guys got a Five Guys, but yeah, it's even if they do take it in me, I would hate it. But I've always been scared. Like, okay, I gotta have a contingency plan. I always gotta be 3 steps ahead of the competition, which is the apps. You gotta be ahead of the apps and know how to maneuver. You always gotta know what to do. I'm just gonna be more picky when they take it away from me.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely appreciate you not tripping on me about your screenshot. And
Nah, man, I don't care. I ain't never tripping about that. This is for the defense. That's why I put it up there for everybody. Help you out. Let you know what to look for. Hey, it's enough money for everybody out here. Everybody get it.
All right, bro. Well, thank you again for calling in, man. Have a good one, all right?
All right, you guys take care. All right, you too.
Good night. Good
all
night.
All right, this UDM too.
All righty, have a good night.
Yes. Take care. All right, later.
Over there, quiet. Just quiet.
I'm here, guys. I'm here. Like I said in the chat, I'm exhausted, but I had to show up for you guys tonight, so I'm here.
You gonna chime in the conversation?
Yeah, I am.
Next one?
I'm talking now.
Oh, the next. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see.
Don't do me like that.
All right. So
I had a stressful week.
Okay. You're right.
And I barely sleep at night.
Okay.
Because I have to wake the little one up to go to the bathroom.
After I go to sleep.
Yeah, because when you're out, that's it.
Hey, but I try to stay up late, and I got to get up early. You worry about me going to sleep, not getting enough rest. Why do you think I be up that late? So when I know I go to sleep, I ain't going to be able to wake up until I get a proper amount of hours of sleep.
Yeah.
That's all I get. All right. Okay. Let's take the next caller. Thank you for calling the Gig App Life podcast. Who are we speaking to?
Hey, what's going on? It's Smacking AZZ.
Smacking AZZ. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing it. But no, the reason why I called in, because drivers, it's like a conveyor belt between DoorDash, the restaurant, and the drivers. And just in my personal opinion, everything has to run smoothly. But like in that last video that you had did, I've had to go through the same thing, like stand by the person with the tablet, and that way we can compare what we see on each other's screen. And in my personal opinion, like each restaurant has its own different interface. So let's say you say Chipotle. Let's see, Chipotle is the big one because you can order through their app or through DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll stand by the person because sometimes I get there early and the order's not even made yet. But I'll wait maybe 5 or 10 minutes until they actually make the order.
Okay.
And but then when I get to the customers, I'll show them what's on my phone versus what's on their phone. And the restaurants for DoorDash, they don't show a picture or anything else, but for Uber, they do. On the customer side of it, they have our picture also. So they know exactly who they're delivering to. And it would be cool if DoorDash did the exact same thing because it would cut out a lot of confusion on what's what.
Okay.
That's pretty much all that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you call an order, if you or Mrs. UDM call an order,
Mm-hmm.
you know exactly what kind of car I'm driving. You know exactly when I pop out the car. You know exactly you know what I'm saying, who I am. And then what I learned on the flip side of that is even if it's a handed to me order, I will still take a photo on my phone with the person. I tell them to like hold their bag out and take a picture of the food, just in case they say.
But DoorDash lets the restaurant know, as well as the customer, that the dasher's waiting.
Right.
I do know when we hit arrive, like their system, depending on what system that they have, it lets them know like, hey, the dasher is waiting on the order or something like that. It just depends if they have the tablet
Right.
or if they just have it go straight to the kitchen. If it goes straight to the kitchen, then I don't think they have that feature, or maybe they do. I don't know. But I know when they have the tablet, they have that. It shows that the dasher is waiting for the order.
Right, but okay. Now you mentioned like sushi places, like some of the high end places. When they get busy like that, they're taking care of customers that are actually sitting down and dining in, and every market is a little bit different. But like for your national chains and everything, these restaurants are paying 30% or whatever. It's like when I say a conveyor belt, but we're at the end of the conveyor belt, but we get blamed if an order's wrong, if food's not cooked right.
All right.
And sometimes I just look at the customer, sometimes I ask the customer, I said, like, when did you order?
Okay.
And if it's a no tip, if it's no this, no that, what DoorDash will do, they'll send you the same order in 50-cent increments.
Okay.
They really will, because I've gotten the same order. I've gotten the same order 3 different times. And I was sitting at home, and the McDonald's was right up the street from me.
Okay.
But because I'm like right in the middle of a lot of food places. But a lot of us have been doing this for years and years and years. Like you've been doing it for years. I've been doing it since 2019. But
gotcha.
I developed a relationship to the restaurants that I pick up from the most.
Yeah.
And like PF Chang's, for example, awesome restaurant, good food, but when they get busy inside, Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, we suffer because we have to wait because the people preparing the food can only work so fast.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like we all have to work together as a team. And I'm pretty sure some people on here are going to be like, man, this dude's talking, man, you need a bleep button. But I'm talking BS. But if you develop a relationship with these restaurants, then things tend to run a whole lot more smoothly because
It do.
we're the end game. Huh?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. Yes, when you have a relationship with the staff at the restaurant, you things do go a lot smoother for you.
No, because I ask, like, because sometimes I ask, like, what time do y'all close? Because I'm not going to take an order and take half pay and go, oh, it's already closed. So now, like working within the market, like Myrtle Beach, now that it's off season, places are closing a whole lot earlier, and it's a done deal. So why am I going to waste my gas dealing with taking pictures and doing this and that when the restaurant's already closed? Because DoorDash, they simply said one thing: we are a technology company, and they have no working relationships with the actual restaurant.
Okay. All right, so Mrs. UDM, you have anything to say to him on the topics that he's saying? You over there quiet. I don't like your silence. You go ahead, chime in the conversation. Yeah, no, I'm talking to Mrs. UDM to respond to you too, because I'm doing all the responding. Come on, there you go, your turn.
She's probably asleep.
No, she ain't sleep. She ain't sleep.
Of course not. No, I'm here. No, I'm not gonna say.
I had to put her on the spot.
I know, but it's okay. No, I don't. I said what I had to say in regards to everything earlier, and I still stand by that.
Okay. All right. So, hey, smacking AZZ. Can you before I take the next call, because I do have two other. Actually, how many more callers in the queue? Two other callers in the queue that's been waiting for 29 minutes and 24 minutes. So I really want to get them on the line. Plus, it's after 11 already, and she's already rolling her eyes at me by her time. So don't act like you. So you ain't just roll your eyes.
Really?
So,
I just rolled my eyes at you because you're trying to put me on the spot. That's why I rolled my eyes at you.
I don't know.
For the time.
I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't know which one it is. I'm on my toes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't worry. You got to go to sleep tonight.
It's okay. So smacking AZZ. Hey, anything else you want to say before I take the next call?
Oh yeah, no, just two different things. And real quick, you and your dad, y'all got some strong genes. You and your dad look exactly alike. and your son got impeccable taste in cars because I love old schools. I love old school cars because from this morning, and when your little one got out there with his car or whatever, he has impeccable taste in cars. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I'm proud of both of y'all. Man, y'all keep on that grind. Everybody drive safe and make that money.
All right, bro.
All righty. Thank you for calling in. Have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Right. Have a good one. So this is what we doing, huh? I see you in the chat, okay? Mm-hmm. I see you in the chat.
Yeah, I see you in the chat too.
I ain't in the chat. I'm just reading it.
Yeah, you said hello.
Let's take the next caller. We got two more calls. Thank you for calling the Gig App Life podcast.
Hello, UDM.
Hey, how you doing? Who are we speaking to?
I don't know what it says on the caller ID. This is Dan Lofat.
What's up, Dan? How you doing, brother?
Hello, how's Mrs.?
I'm here. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
All right. So I called it basically just to voice my concern about the new blue safety shield, and not how it works behind the scenes. It seems to be pretty standard, kind of like how Uber Eats works. But my concern has been, I'm in the Chicago market and we received it yesterday. And the placement of it has caused the icon that was menu icon next to the question mark help icon slides over and covers the pickup and delivery time. So now the only workaround for me is I call support and I ask them, what's the delivery time? Because I've always been told they don't know the pickup time. They can't see it. Well, guess what happened 2 days ago also? It's now updated where they can see it. They can see the pickup time and the deliver by time. But with the new blue shield in the app, we can't see it. It's so bizarre.
Okay. So you've had the blue shield in your market for a while?
For 2 days. It came in yesterday at around 11 a.m.
Got you. All right. Well, I thank you for that. But what about the list of items, and do you have any comment on that where drivers are screenshotting the order and then unassigning it but still picking it up?
Sure. I've got two thoughts on that. One is screenshotting the floater method, which I've not heard of, but I guess that's how some of them have been doing it. And the other method that I heard was they would screenshot the main acceptance screen, like when you get to the restaurant, and then you see where you can expand the menu. That's a more legitimate way, if we're going to put it this way, to cheat, I suppose. But that causes, obviously, you have to unassign, and then your completion rate drops. But it makes sense that if you don't want your completion rate drop and you're going to cheat, you would be using the floater. But smart restaurant owners, managers, and employees, if they know the app at all, they know that the difference between the regular screen and the floater screen. And I think that trick is just played on, if it's played at all, is just played on, new restaurants, new people, young people, whatever, even older people that just don't pay attention.
Okay.
And I don't think getting rid of the floater is the answer to that. I think the answer is a video or two that pops up on the tablet or the POS or the manager's computer that says, "Hey, this is how you verify the order," and where you actually expand the menu to look at the menu items. There's probably 3 or 4 independently owned restaurants in the Chicago market that I generally deliver to on the North Shore area that regularly check and make us expand the menu. So they've been burned once or twice, and they don't want it to happen anymore. They don't want to have bad will with the customers. And the advantages that I see in the floater app, and quite frankly, I'd also like to see the deliver by time and the pickup time in that screen as well. But is like when I take a picture of a drop off or a handoff, I do both. And let's say I'm going into a hotel and I just want to show the concierge instant info, that I can have the camera on recording, and then I just flip that thing on. They can see it. They can call the customer, and they can either come down, or depending on hotel protocol, I can go up, right? And then I can turn the floater off. The video is still going. The floater also helps, quite frankly, for multi-apping. So if a good order comes in on Grubhub at the same time that an order comes in on DoorDash, I can compare it by using the floater, seeing where it's going to, and then Grubhub, and I can make a decision. The third thing about the floater is, and I'll finish for a bit. The third thing about the floater is it shows the exact address of the restaurant, which does not show up on the main screen. And in the city of Chicago, where there's a McDonald's every block, I don't know what McDonald's I'm going to by glancing at the map. You can't really tell. So by looking at the floater, I know exactly where I'm going, and then I can decide if I know that's a slow one, I won't go there. If it's fast, I'll go.
Right. Okay. Well, definitely appreciate your insight on the entire thing with the floating widget. I was a little jealous of Android users for a while. I just didn't want to spend money on an Android. Okay, I didn't want to buy an Android. I love my Apple phone. I still use my Apple phone, but I now that I have an Android and I use the floating widget often, I understand why you guys love the floating widget as well. So I love it now. Yes, I do. And I will continue to use it. So, well, I thank you again, Dan Lofat. Haven't heard from you in a while. It's been a long time since you've called in, but definitely appreciate your insight, brother.
If I may, I'd just like to close with a short thing about that menu again to clear up a confusion, I think.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The confusion that I heard in a couple of callers ago, I heard maybe a possible confusion. You were describing the floater that if you switched to menu and then tapped on the total, it would actually show the total payout. Did I hear you correctly?
It used to all right. So basically, what I was saying is, before they made the transition to starting to like the total may be higher, right? When they started that, it was still showing the full payout for that order until they made the change where now they show the actual payout of the order. So before, it was just, hey, you can see the total payout for the order, but then it changed to, they changed it to what you saw on the offer screen.
Oh, right. So what you're describing that they used to do was in the floater, in the menu section?
Yes. You used to be able to hit subtotal, and it used to show you the actual full payout. If the initial offer showed you $650 and you had the floating widget, you would be able to hit subtotal and see, oh, it's actually a $9 offer, not $650. But now they got a grip on it now you just see what they show you on the offer screen.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that now. Yes. And I used the floater too to see, what the total of food that the customer is buying.
Yeah.
And maybe guess if it's going to be a big tip or not. And it is true when it does say $0.00, that always means that the customer ordered through the website, including Chipotle, which most people, when they get Chipotle, they don't call DoorDash for it.
Right.
They just use the Chipotle app. According to Chipotle employees I've spoken to, they use the Chipotle app. And they have that. Just to finish, they have that shelf system as well. I know, and I'm going to the Jimmy John's restaurants. They have a shelf system, but they flip it around so you can't see the labels. So when you come up, they say, they'll say, "Hey, Dan," or they'll say, what's the name of the order? You've got to know it, right? So at least they know you're either the customer or you're a legitimate driver. So they're not checking the app to see if you're a customer or not. But, that happens occasionally of customers in the area, and they're like, oh, screw it, I'll go pick it up. And then the restaurant doesn't know the difference if they're not paying attention.
Right.
But that's more rare, I think, than the occasional. That's even more rare than the occasional cheating dasher or just person, not even a dasher. I think a lot of times with the shelf system, it would be real easy to just go and grab something.
Yeah.
Not to mention McDonald's on their menu board, they still show the number. So if you know how Uber Eats and Grubhub and DoorDash does their numbering, you could just walk up with your phone in your hand and look up and go, yeah, I'm picking up UH32E.
Yeah.
They got to fix that. They got to fix that at McDonald's. But other than that, that's all I had for you. I hope you guys are doing good and healthy and all of that.
Yeah.
So put the other caller in.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Love to do it.
All right. Have a good one, Dan.
Okay.
All right. All right. So since it's after 11, it's approaching 11:15. It's actually 11:14 right now, Eastern Standard Time. You want to put that hand on the camera, huh? All right, so since it's actually 11:14 going on 11:15 right now, family, whenever I pulled the number off of the screen, I know Double M wanted to call in, but Double M, I ain't gonna be in trouble with this one here, especially when she was already sleeping and she woke up to do this, and now we have the 11 o'clock p.m. time. We already passed it by 15 minutes, okay? So can't take any more calls at this time. So we're gonna have to end the show right there. Boom. And any last words to the family? Any last words, Mrs. UDM, to the family?
Well, no, just to go back to what I was saying earlier, I just hope that with the widget, they're able to keep it with Android, because it's a great feature, and it seems like everybody that's been calling in really likes it. But, it's always a few people, and not really a few, it's always a lot of people that end up spoiling it by doing stupid things.
Yeah.
So hopefully, eventually, the restaurant can get a better system in place in regards to verification, because I think at the end of the day, no matter if they take the widget away or not, drivers gonna find a way around it.
Always a loophole.
It's always a loophole. So I think it needs to be a better verification process. And when they do implement that verification process from the restaurant, making sure it's a process that's not going to slow up the driver too, because sometimes you guys are multi-apping and you may be picking up one order here and another order somewhere else. So you definitely you can't be wasting too much time.
Why are you talking about it like you know that life? You don't know that life.
Well, I learned that life through you and the the D fam. That's how I learned that life. So,
well, I could easily find a solution to that. There's not a problem at all when it comes down to verification. To me, I'll say it like how my dad used to tell me, Brian, go do this. Go clean your room, or go do let's say go pick up the trash in the yard.
That's not how he said it, but go ahead.
That's not how he said it, but let's just say that's what he said, okay? Brian, go pick up the trash in the yard, right? In my mind, man, that's going to take me a minute, man. That's going to take me a while. I need to go inside and watch this favorite show of mine. But my dad would be like, it's not going to take you 5 minutes. If you really look at it, it's not going to take much more time. Even right now with verification, it's not going to take much more time to verify. If you really think about it, it might take 30 seconds at most. Yeah. How is that really slowing me up? If you understand what I'm saying, it's not that big of a deal. I just know when we're in a rush, especially when juggling orders at the same time, if they're an advanced multi-apper, then it's kind of like, oh man, every second counts. But really and truly, you got all the time in the world. If you really think about what I'm saying, it's like, if it takes about freaking 10, 15 minutes to verify an order, that's bad, But if it's just a couple of seconds, like, hey, all right, let's verify. I'm with it. I'm not against it at all if they want to verify. It might take 30 seconds, might take 1 minute, but if it takes longer than that, man, what you doing? Yeah. You trying to see what the ingredients came in the sauce? Like, we got garlic, you got thyme, you got what else?
Well, I guess I'm talking about it more from a standpoint if the restaurant has somebody that's doing verifications and then other things and they're back and forth, then it might take some time when you got 3 or 4 drivers and I'm trying to do this, that, prepare drinks or fix this or fix that.
Okay, so you're coming from the multiple drivers waiting perspective.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, in regards to a driver, that may become frustrating because you have this person who's doing verifications, but they also have multiple other things going on that they're trying to manage at the same time, which could cause things to kind of get backed up. You have 3, 4 drivers, you're trying to get them in and out the door. So I'm just thinking about that from that standpoint. But at the end of the day, I think it's something that the restaurants need to implement, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's losing out, because that's food, it's hella expensive right now. So definitely they don't want to have to be remaking orders for something that they already made, because they're losing out.
I really do believe there's a system to everything.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Right? You just got to put it in place.
Have you seen those cashiers at certain restaurants or certain areas, right? There's 2 machines, right? But it's only one person.
Okay.
And they would literally take an order here and an order there, and they would literally flippity flop. That's my word for the night, flippity floppity. Okay. They were literally just to get the numbers down quick. So I could see, like, if the order verification becomes an issue, right? Open not just one plate and verifying with one driver, but at least open up this plate, open up that plate, whatever, call the names. All right, let's verify. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's verify. Boom, boom, boom. We good to go? We good to go. All right, cool. Move on. Yeah. But that's a system that they would have to think of for themselves.
Definitely, and I think they would have to have the right person doing that type of job.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody in the right mindset that can be able to move quickly, do multiple things and things like that. If you have somebody that can't multitask and take on too many things on their plate, it's going to be a disaster for the restaurant.
Now, I do have to close with this, right?
I'm listening.
When I worked at UPS, the sorter is that person that has to think like what you're saying, because there's so many different belts. I forgot the colors, but it's like there's black, there's white, there's yellow, there's red, there's blue, and you might have five belts, right? And each box that's unloaded from the trailer comes at you, and if you take too long on one box, you then have a whole load, and sometimes they would have to stop the belt, and if they stop the belt, supervisor coming over there on your behind. What you doing, Brian? Hurry up, and stuff like that. But the thing is, if you know or you have your system, blue go up top, yellow go to the bottom right, white goes to the bottom left, and so on and so on. And you don't really have to look at it. You just boom, boom, boom. That's what I learned to do with being a sorter. But it takes a certain individual to be able to do that. And I agree with you 100%. It's just a lot of these restaurants, I feel like they already feel overworked, and verifying is another step they don't want to do.
Yeah, but if they keep losing money, they'll figure it out, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's hurting their pockets.
Yeah.
Because food is, expensive. Everything is going up, especially chicken.
Especially chicken.
Yeah, chicken is scarce, so the amount of chicken is doubling the price.
Yeah. So anyway, family, we hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoyed this topic, this conversation. Thank you, everybody that called in and chimed in. Mrs. UDM's halfway chiming in too. I appreciate it. She was sleepy, So just seeing her being able to come on the live, and the way she's looking at me right now, I don't care. I know I'll deal with it later, but at the same time, she did her thing, and I still try. I wish she would have chimed in a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I was tired tonight, exhausted, but I tried to give as much as I could tonight. So be quiet.
I'm grateful.
Sir.
I'm grateful.
I'm sure.
We're grateful. And I'm pretty sure you have your people in the chat that's going to be like, leave her alone, UDM.
Definitely. The D family always looking out for me. I appreciate it, guys.
The D family? So I don't look out for you?
Nope.
You
picking on me right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So family, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all 100% for being a part of what we do here every Friday night at 10 p.m. If you do not know the schedule for the live streams, it's Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday night at 9 p.m. for the gig, the members only voice chat, and then 10 p.m. for the podcast. I know. It's really not a lot to digest. It's just remembering the times. It's either 9 a.m. UDM going live or 9 p.m. UDM going live. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Is that hard to remember, Mrs. UDM?
No, it's not.
All right, thank you. All right, you ready to go?
All right.
I don't understand that.
Yes.
You ready to go?
All righty, guys. Have a good night. Be safe, everyone. Go out there and make your money this weekend, but definitely be safe. I know up north the weather is definitely changing because we feel it a little bit here, not too much, but definitely up north. You guys be safe up there.
Yeah.
Because I heard this winter is expected to be not such a great winter. So
Yeah.
So just be careful, guys, out there. Take care.
All right. So with that said, family, I don't know if I gave any wrenches out. I probably didn't, but I'm willing to give out a wrench as we close. All right. So if you want a wrench, just raise your hand and I got you. Even if we're not going to be saying it, just let me know in the chat right now. All right. So with that said, y'all be safe on the road and have a great night. Love y'all and see y'all in the next video next Monday at 9 a.m.